So, did we plan to have a fifth kid? Absolutely not. Um, the plan was to um, have our oldest kid go off to college, and that began the process of us becoming empty nesters. That was our plan.
I was in
Uh,
college when we did get that diagnosis for Elijah. The initial thought process was kind of scary because it was like I don't necessarily know what this diagnosis is. Wasn't really hearing too much about it or getting a lot of information about it because nobody really knew a lot about it. So
When I first found out about Elijah's diagnosis, I was kind of confused, I guess. I didn't really know what it meant. And I was actually the last one to know, so I kind of felt, I knew.
I mean, yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I feel like I don't know much about it.
It was just, I don't think they understood it. You kind of prepare them as best you can, at the level of understanding that you think they can absorb, and you just really go from there. When I decided to open up about it, I opened up about it, and we let other people in who can help us notice, if the other kids started to behave differently, um, because we ourselves may have been blinded, you know, by what we were going through. I know for myself, the person carrying the child, I wanted all hands on deck because, I wasn't at my best, my best mom self.
Touchdown.
Stay forward. Elijah's diagnosis doesn't really have an effect on me. I just think of him as my little brother. I mean, I've realized that he's smaller than most 5-year-olds, and he doesn't do things that most 5-year-olds do, but I don't really see him differently.
like I'm aware of the diagnosis, but because of um, how he responds to me and how I see him still be happy with everything, I don't really feel too worried about him and the diagnosis. We just get to enjoy him when I see him, and it's always a great time for me.
After Elijah, the decision for me to be available for him, and not work outside of the home, was a priority. And so really just that transition to one income, and I think too one of the biggest transitions was, just the reality of specialized care for him. I don't think that's something we thought would be an issue. I think when you think about all of the different ways having a child with trisomy 18 impacts your family, I don't think you can ever think of everything ahead of time. You never really develop a solid routine because things continually change, and you just have to be adaptable. And so, that's where we found ourselves really trying to, move and grow as Elijah moves and grows.
the only consistency is inconsistent.
Yeah, inconsistency. Yeah, I think that's our anthem: inconsistency.
So Elijah started school. I don't really like him going to school, and it's because he's in a wheelchair, and not having him here with his mom at this house, I'm very cautious and like around other people. I don't like really know what's like happening when he's at school with other like people, and it's his first time. I don't know if I can trust the people that are there. He can't tell me if something bad happens.
I can agree with that because like I'm happy that Elijah gets to have like he gets to go outside and, you know, meet people other than the family in here. But like it's also kind of nerve-wracking because like people out there sometimes are jerks. So I think that people might judge him because he's different or like question why he's in a wheelchair or something like that.
I think concerns about him going to school are really the reality that every environment isn't a safe space for a child with special health needs. We really try to build relationships with the teachers and his paraprofessionals. Now he's a bus rider in the afternoons, and so we really put up a lot of effort to build relationships with those folks because they make up Elijah's family. Like it's not just us; those are people who also extend care to him. So it's important that they know how to properly do that.
The nonverbal piece. So with all the other children, they can say a kid at school was mean to me, or they said this to me and I didn't like it, or what have you. And Elijah didn't have that ability. And so to your point, having the people that are caring for him understand the way that he communicates, and being that protector for him, being a voice for him, is a concern of mine mostly, because we have to rely on 100% what is communicated to us from whomever is caring for him.
Yeah, from them. I would say the purpose of the foundation is to really bridge the gap between receiving a trisomy 18 diagnosis and care coordination. That was a challenge that we faced. We got our diagnosis, and then we were challenged with receiving adequate care. So the hope behind the foundation is to really try to bridge the gap between families like ours and the healthcare system.
What I really hope people gain from, Elijah's experience is just that every life is precious. What we were told is that it was incompatible with life. And not only is he 5 years old now, he's in kindergarten, he's progressing, he's growing, while still being his goofy, silly self, and I enjoy every moment of that. So
when people meet Elijah, I hope they learn that he deserves the same amount of respect and care as any other person.
Treat him with respect, please. And that's kind of what you gotta do.
He needs like extra care than me when I was a baby. Sorry, he's still just a human. He's still a person who's on the globe, who deserves to go to school, who deserves to have a life, just like every other person.
Something that I hope people would learn from Elijah is the power to persevere. I think Elijah shows us that it doesn't matter what a situation may look like. There is always room for an alternative end. He is very much a defier of the odds, and I would hope that when encountering him, people would feel inspired, and people would feel empowered, and people will know that regardless of everything you've been told, everything that you think you've read or you've seen, um, there's always an alternative. Especially when it seems like there are no other options. He is very much the face of another option.
Something that I hope that medical professionals would learn from an encounter with Elijah is that textbook information is good. However, there's more to what's on the page. Like people encountering Elijah, I would like for them to learn to love like he does, like in spite of what's going on or what's happening with a given situation in my life. In the grand scheme of things, it's been rewarding. It's been educational. It's been an overall blessing.